Last topic, probably the most straightforward topic we've had today. 10 years from now, who will be the top 10 coaches in college basketball? Let's go
Ooh,
back in our time machine and go ahead a decade and try to put a list together in order of the 10 best coaches in 2035.
I feel like it has to start with Shire, Oates, Pope in some order. Am I missing somebody from that though?
Golden.
Yeah.
Um, just going through guys that we know for sure would be around. The three you mentioned, Golden, Kelsey, Dusty May. I think Grant McCaslin, TJ Otzelberger in theory, Tommy Lloyd.
Mike Bibby. I'm just
I
kidding.
think those are the ones we know are there. Let me just rattle off a bunch of names and let's play a quick game of Are they still here in 10 years?
Okay.
Tom Izzo,
No.
Bill Self.
No. It's hard for me to say that right now with some of the health issues too, to be
I was
fair.
gonna say get healthy, Coach Self, but I can't imagine he's still coaching a decade from now. Kelvin Sampson,
I think Kelvin could still be coach, but that would be like his final year though.
he's old. I don't think he gets there 10 years. We'll see. Um, these ones are iffier. Bruce Pearl,
No.
Rick Barnes,
Yes, because Rick Barnes has to get over that hump at some point.
Mark Few.
I think that's up to him.
I think a lot of those, I think the six I just mentioned, I would say are gone and or are kind of declining by the time a decade from now. That gets to a group that now gets weird. Matt Painter?
I think Paint's either gone or we know he's leaving. Like I think he's on like his retirement tour year to where I wouldn't put him on the list.
Painter's 54. It is not crazy at all to think Painter's still coaching at 64.
I think 64-year-old Paint in theory would coach. I think 64-year-old Paint coaching Purdue would be retired because he can live like a king in West Lafayette forever.
Right. And like I don't know. Like I keep talking about how Purdue's going to keep reloading. How many times can you keep reloading? Like, is he going to want to keep reloading four more times after the Braden Smith era if they actually do get over the hump? I don't know. But Paint's kind of the hardest one. I feel like the guys that feel older than Paint are the guys where like, no, they're gone. The guys that feel younger than Paint are the guys where like, yeah, they're still here. Paint's like, I can't tell if he's still here. Underwood, is he still here?
Well, he signed a lifetime deal, so I feel like we have to go based upon that and just assume he coaches forever.
Probably true. Also, how old is Underwood right now? Any guesses?
I'm gonna guess 63.
61. 71 feels old for Brad.
It does. If I didn't feel like 64-year-old Paint could coach, also I never would have guessed Paint's 7 years younger than Underwood.
Yeah, me either. Let me see. I feel like I had one to two more names to throw out.
But
These are
not
guys.
early.
Yeah, I was gonna say so two guys that are absolutely young enough to still be here a decade from now, but have other reasons to believe they might not be. Dan Hurley, Kevin Young.
I think Dan Hurley. This is way too abstract. He leaves and comes back within the 10-year window.
Okay, so fulfills the Billy Donovan thing that Billy never did, but people wanted him to do.
Yeah, like he probably leaves 3 to 4 years from now, but is back maybe 2034 to where we
Yep.
have to have him on the list.
Could see that. Could absolutely see that. What about Kevin Young?
Yeah, he's gone. He's gone. And once Kevin Young leaves, by the way, I know BYU fans get a little upset at us for like insinuating this. Once he leaves, he ain't coming back.
How do you think that goes down though? Because you could tell me like he literally turns BYU into a powerhouse that is the number one program in the sport 10 years from now. I don't think that's that crazy.
No, I completely agree. I mean, I think there's a world BYU wins the national championship this year. And I love BYU as a program. I think our channel loves BYU a lot. If that happens, he leaves. Like he fulfilled his goal. You know what I mean? Like the moment he gets them to what his version of the mountaintop is, I think he will take the NBA up on their offer.
Hear me out on this though, because he also just signed a lucrative long extension. So he, in theory, is here 5 years or so. What if he goes the Calipari route? where it's like you think he could leave, you think he's gonna like be fulfilled and be done, but instead, like that's sort of the model, right? Kevin Young wants to pay high schoolers more than anyone else right now. Everyone else wants to play the portal. Kevin Young might end up building a bunch of Calipari-esque rosters. They're going to be dudes who want to be the next AJ DeBonsa and see what happens this year. And maybe we look up in 10 years and maybe it doesn't feel as fresh. Maybe it's not John Wall, Boogie Cousins, AJ DeBonsa year one, but 10 years from now, he's still doing it and people are questioning whether or not it works anymore.
I think the difference is Cal went to the league and failed. And Kevin Young's obviously been in the NBA, but as an assistant, I think he has to try it as a head coach at least once.
It's only 43. So I don't know. That's a tough one for me. I guess we'll see. If you believe certain sources, he could have left for the NBA right now and didn't. Now, part of that is DeMonza, but I don't know. All right, we've mentioned a lot, and we need to start ranking quickly, though. Anyone that we haven't mentioned, is there anyone that's like a true up and comer that you feel like 10 years from now will be like breakout superstar coach?
Who's the Ben McCollum, the Iowa coach?
Ben McCollum, the Iowa coach, is absolutely a good one. Kind of basketball's version of Signetti, I feel like.
Yeah, I think I would have him like on the bottom half of this, like 9 or 10.
Darren DeVries anywhere for you?
Ooh, probably. Yeah, probably. What
I don't
about,
think I'd be going there with him, but there are people who would throw his name around.
did we say Dusty?
I mentioned it briefly and we didn't do anything with it. Dusty and Kelsey are definitely on this list if you believe in them.
Yeah, Dusty and Kelsey are definitely on the list.
Rick Pitino is one we haven't mentioned, probably too old. He's gone, I would assume.
Jay Lucas?
Could put Jay Lucas in it if you believe in Jay Lucas. One of the big questions with this exercise is who's coaching North Carolina for me. Like
I,
literally any of these names could be Carolina's coach. I don't know who it is.
well, Riley has me convinced it's Tommy Lloyd. So in my head, when you said Tommy Lloyd's name, that was the North Carolina coach.
Then Tommy Lloyd's probably high on this list for me. I don't know that there's anybody else like in the true breakout coach category I'd put on here. Nico Medved's a guy that could keep climbing from Minnesota if you believe in him, but I'm not really trying to buy that up. So,
Nah, if I'm
yeah.
gonna buy one, I think I'd rather buy Ben McCollum.
Yeah. Okay. All right, let's start ranking. Number one, you who are your top three originally?
It was Pope, Oates, and dang, I already forgot the third one. I guess Pope and Oates top two. Oh, Shire. Pope, Oates, Shire.
Pope Oates Shire, and then retroactively later we said Dan Hurley.
Hurley, because he'd be coming back. I think you could throw Kelsey in that group. Honestly, I think you could throw Dusty May in that group too.
I have one of those names I think should clearly be number one.
Is that Oates?
I think Shire.
Really?
I think he's the only guy on this list that we know is gonna be where he is.
You don't
And
think
that's
Shire
what's
ever?
that?
You don't think he'd ever be tempted by the NBA,
No.
even though he didn't get there as like a player necessarily?
Nope. I think he wants to be the next Coach K, to be honest. And I think he's probably going to be. The Brotherhood pumps itself, but this guy's only going to get better and better as time goes on. He's already made a Final Four. He's already pumping. If he was not there, we would put a new Duke coach there too. It's kind of a cheat code. But the thing is, anybody else you're going to argue for, Hurley, it's like, is he still there? I don't know. Nate Oates, does he jump from Bama, a football school that's going to start putting all their rev share into football? Probably does at some point. Does he go to Michigan State, where the athletic director that hired him is now the coach at Michigan State? I don't know. It terrifies me. If Nate Oates ends up at Michigan State, he might be number one on this list. Tommy Lloyd, is he at Carolina? Is he still at Arizona? Because I don't think Tommy Lloyd at Arizona would be in my top three. But Tommy Lloyd at a blue blood, which no disrespect to Arizona, but at North Carolina, that feels a little different. Mark Pope is another one we know should be here. But I know people don't like me saying this, Dion. If anything actually starts to go wrong with Mark Pope, it's going to be totally different if he loses that fan base. Like, he has one bad year, and the hunky dory gratitude bullshit just spins on him and works against him. So I'm not saying it's going to happen, but it's hard for me to be like, it's a guarantee he's here 10 years from now when BBN will turn on anyone off one down year, you know? Today's video is sponsored by LabCorp On Demand. Card, do you take care of yourself?
I try my best to, yeah.
Like, not just treat yourself to expensive meals, but like you go to the doctor and things like that?
No, I just take care of myself. There's no need to go to the doctor unless I'm not taking care of myself, right?
Are you afraid of the doctor, Cart?
Just a little bit. I mean, if nothing's wrong, why would I go there?
Listen, I'm the same way, and so are millions of men across America. But that's why LabCorp On Demand is helping millions of people like us. With their men's health test, you can get a comprehensive look at your hormone levels, your total testosterone, and you don't even have to go to the doctor. It's easy, and you get the results the next day.
Testosterone, is that like a is that a big thing?
It's a really important thing, Cart. Sometimes you can feel off without even knowing something's wrong. But LabCorp On Demand wants to keep you healthy and wants to make it as easy as possible. Right now, you can get 20% off your men's health test by visiting our sponsor at tryelco.com/sleepers media. It's simple, affordable, and honestly, it's empowering to know that you're healthy and have this info about your body.
Didn't know that testosterone did all those things. I'm gonna have to take the guesswork out of this and go get my health checked out today using LabCorp On Demand.
I think he's the one we don't have to worry about leaving. Him and Shire, I think, are both in the same boat.
Yeah, but I think Kentucky would turn on Pope. He will have a down year in the next 10 years. And when that happens, I'd be
But
terrified.
how though? I think he's the perfect guy to recruit a bunch of like,
We just talked about this year's team could be the down year. What if they
yeah,
can't shoot? What if Trent Noah starts all year?
that's true. The Trent Noah starting thing has me in shambles. Ever
I
since you said
know.
that earlier, it has me in shambles. But
And that's this year's the important one because if he gets like 5 great years in a row, he's not going to lose it because of one bad year. But if year two feels like a step backward from year one, suddenly he loses everybody.
what if it's a step backward, but he has Tyron Stokes and Anthony Thompson committed like before like, the first game of the year, though?
I don't think he would.
See, that's so that to me is the question mark with Pope is for 10 years, I don't think there will be anybody that's better at recruiting.
So I'm fine with Pope on the list. I would not put him in the top three because I think there is risk that he would go. And different than Shire, here's an interesting point I think I'm going to make with a few other coaches on this list I'll put ahead of Pope. If it doesn't happen for Pope at Kentucky, or even if he's really good at Kentucky, it's Kentucky or bust for him. He's not going from Kentucky to somewhere else. Dusty May could have a really good year at Michigan and end up at Carolina. Pat Kelsey could have a really good year at Louisville and end up at Kansas, right? There are guys that if you just believe in the coaching acumen could end up being the biggest, baddest dude on the sport in a couple years ago. If you believe in Mark Pope, sure, it's going to happen at Kentucky. But I feel like I've laid out some reasons I would not put that guy ahead of other names in the same category.
He also sneaky has NBA like jump potential to me. He screams a guy that like might consider doing that one day. I know he does like the gratitude thing when it comes to Kentucky. I could see him making that leap one day.
I can't see it, but that's me. But I don't know. I hear your point. I couldn't see it though. All right, so we're gonna go Shire one.
Shire one. Oates too, because even if Oates like isn't at Bama, Oates at Michigan State, I think is phenomenal.
It's hard for me to imagine wherever Oates is isn't just a top 10 team every single year,
Yeah.
wherever he is. So I like Oates too. Only name I need to fact check with you before we just move on. Are we sure Hurley shouldn't be ahead of Oates?
The only reason I say Hurley isn't ahead of Oates is if we're going based off 10 years from now, Hurley either went to the NBA at some point, is currently in the NBA, or is retired.
All right, I'm going to play a rapid fire question game, and I think it's going to help us prioritize these two. In the next 10 years, does Nate Oates win a national championship?
Not at Bama.
I don't feel good about it. In the next 10 years, does Dan Hurley win a national championship?
Maybe this year,
And
yeah.
if Hurley gets a third, he is
Yeah.
in the own stratosphere. So I think it's got to be Shire one. If we think Hurley's here, Hurley's got to be two.
Yeah.
And I would even listen to arguments for Hurley one, but we can put him two. Three, I'm fine with Oates. Now we're like stack ranking guys we really believe in. The only other name I want to run by you, I think Paint's still here.
I was gonna say if Paint is still at Purdue, I put him ahead of Oates too, by the way.
The only reason I want Oates ahead of Paint is, well, let me fact check Nate Oates' age real quick.
Well, also, I mean, but with the same Hurley argument though.
Oates is 50. Painter's 54. That is not that different.
And it's more like to me, I could see Paint retiring. I could see Oates not coaching college basketball because he's coaching in the NBA.
Part of me feels like we are in the golden era of Painter, and 10 years from now, it could feel like Izzo passed his golden era. Where now Izzo just won the league again, so Paint probably could still keep doing that. But like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Oates, I don't think is even in his golden era yet. Like, if you ask me 10 years from now, is wherever Oates is better than what it's been? I would say yes. That's impossible with Purdue, right?
But we're talking about a Purdue team that like both you and I have floated the idea of them going undefeated. Is Oates Golden era better than this Purdue team?
No, but this is just a list of 10 years from now,
No,
right?
I
It's
just
not.
mean like if 10 years from now, if they do everything we think they're going to do this year, I don't know if Oates tops that across the next nine.
Yeah, that's fair. But I want to time travel to 10 years from now, which means we're not ranking anything that happens in between. It's just like 10 years from now, who's who. And I would be more confident in Oates than a 64-year-old painter, I think.
Yeah, it also doesn't feel like Oates will be 60 in 10 years for what it's worth.
Right. I don't know what's up with that. Maybe it's the suits. Let's put Painter four. And now I feel like we can feel good that we have the consensus top four. Now we're just making arguments for dudes. I feel like the trio of Pope, Kelsey, Dusty is probably all on this list, and we just need to stack rank them how we want them to.
I would do Dusty, Pope, Kelsey in that order.
I am biased with it, but I really do believe Dusty may leave Michigan and be the baddest MFer in the whole sport at some point. I don't feel that way about Pope or Kelsey.
He might be the baddest MFer at Michigan,
Dude,
though.
we're forgetting we're forgetting Todd Golden.
Oh yeah, yeah. See, I don't buy the Golden stuff a ton. I'll be honest, but I think Golden five, Dusty six, Pope seven, Kelsey eight,
I think Golden's got to be higher.
above Paint and Oates.
Golden's 40, dude.
Okay, Golden might be one.
Golden might be one.
Golden might be one.
It's just do we would we rather have Golden or 37-year-old guy running the Brotherhood?
Respectfully, Golden just went into San Antonio and did what Shire showed up to do, and I'm a member of the Brotherhood.
Also, respectfully, at 37, none of us would even consider Todd Golden. Shire's got 3 years to do what Golden's done.
The problem is Golden might do it again though. Like that's the thing.
I want Shire, Hurley, then Golden.
I'm okay with that.
Just let's just respect who we think was in our top two and trust the gut. We forgot Golden for a reason. Shire, then Hurley, then Golden, then Oates, then Painter. Six, Dusty. Seven, Pope.
I like Pope at seven.
Eight, Kelsey.
Caveat though, Kelsey has the biggest swing potential on this list. Kelsey easily
Agreed.
could be one. Easily could be one.
I agree with that. All right, we have two spots left. I'm just going to name names that we've discussed and aren't on here yet. Tommy Lloyd, Grant McCaslin, who I think's phenomenal. Then we got some old guys that we kind of flirted with. Scott Drew is a name we haven't mentioned that could still be here. We haven't said Chris Beard, and I would bet you he's not at Ole Miss, but if he gets to somewhere else,
If Beard gets to UNC, he might be top three.
Ben McCollum, Darren DeVries.
I like McCollum at nine, and the reason I like McCollum at nine is some of the jobs we've like flirted with mentioning on this, Kansas, maybe even Arizona, UNC that could become available. We aren't discussing his name in it because he just got to Iowa. A year from now, we might be discussing Ben McCollum as the guy UNC wants.
Very true. Very true. All right, so let's put. Actually, hold on. How old's McCollum? He looks 70. He's 44. That's fair. McCollum at nine. I think Tommy Lloyd's too good not to be here.
Especially because Tommy Lloyd's another one, Kansas, UNC. Like, who's to say he doesn't get that job?
Yeah. All right. So And honestly, Tommy Lloyd's Team USA's coach right now. Tommy Lloyd should probably be higher.
Also, we took Darian DeVries, assistant coach, over him at Drake, which
Should
I
Tommy Lloyd be higher?
Tommy Lloyd should be higher.
Where should he be? I think I'm okay with Painter ahead of him.
Where do we have Dusty?
6. I'm in between on Dusty versus Lloyd.
I think you throw Lloyd at 6, Dusty 7.
I want it known I dispute that, but for sake of this channel, I'm okay with it. All right. So in the end, this is our list. Number 1, John Shire. Number 2, Dan Hurley. Number 3, Todd Golden. Number 4, Nate Oates. Number 5, Matt Painter. Number 6, Tommy Lloyd. 7, Dusty May. 8, Mark Pope. 9, Pat Kelsey. 10, Ben McCollum. We did good work on this episode, Dion.
This is a phenomenal episode. We better get the amount of love we deserve for it. And I'm looking at you, Sleep. Bump us up in the duo rankings after this one.
Yeah, Sleeve's been coming after you a little bit. I don't know what's up with that. Also, want it known, we're getting this to Jacob like a little before midnight. I can't wait for the text from him at 3:30 in the morning talking about no one's working like me. We love you, JK.